thank you all for coming to this workshop on the Transportation and Climate Initiative. You heard a little bit about it briefly this morning, and certainly a little bit more in the policy conversation. We are lucky to have some of the folks who are actually leading this work in the state of Vermont, as well as Jordan Stutt, who's going to give us a sort of regional perspective. But as you know, we know really well, we saw it on the presentation from Jared today, our greenhouse gas emissions, about half of them come from the transportation sector. Currently, we lack really any levers to pull to require reductions in that sector. This is a really rigorous effort led at the executive level across the region, and really promising, probably potentially the most promising opportunity we have at this moment to change the trajectory with our partners across the region, 12 states and Washington, D.C. having a really robust conversation about this. So I am going to briefly introduce our panel, and they are going to take it from there. And then at the end, we can do a little bit of question and answer if we have the time. I think that would be really helpful. But we are joined here today by Peter Walke, who's the Deputy Secretary of the Agency of Natural Resources. We know that Governor Scott has ensured that Vermont is at the table participating in this dialogue. Peter is leading the state agency teams, which includes the Agency of Transportation and our Public Service Department and
Commerce, Health,
many state agencies. So Peter's gonna start first, and we're gonna turn it over to Jordan Stutt, who's the Carbon Programs Manager at the Acadia Center. The Acadia Center is essentially a really smart think tank of people who are figuring how do we actually, what are the different kinds of solutions and strategies that we can implement to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and invest in 21st century energy solutions. And then we're also pleased to have Senator Tim Ashe. Senator Tim Ashe is the President Pro Tem of the Senate. I'm going to introduce him a little bit later as he talks a little bit higher level about his view of what's going to happen this legislative session on these issues. But Senator Ashe has also made himself a member of the Senate Transportation Committee, which is really important, and I think very indicative of how much he recognizes the need and the opportunity we have to transform our transportation sector. So again, I'm going to invite Peter to the stage to walk through a high-level overview and then turn it over to the rest of the team.